I mean, you tell me, if a child has been abused, what parent's going to say, you know what, let's get someone else in here to look and see if this child's really been abused, and they know that they abused the child, or they know that someone has abused the child. They're not going to ask for a second opinion. They know what the second opinion is going to say. So this right here sets innocent parents apart from, it gives you that extra barrier that all of these families desperately need. My name is Carrie Timms. I am a blessed and proud mother of Jameson Timms and a proud bonus mom to Tilton Timms, and absolutely blessed to be called a wife to Brady Timms. He is a mini me, Lord help us all. Jameson has a heart, as they say, as big as Texas. He is so smart, and he picks up on things like that. But he sees deeper than just the person. He sees more than just this. He knows when someone's upset, and he was the first person to comfort them. This is what his teachers have told me. He's the first person to run and comfort someone, to help someone. He loves to hold the door open for people. He has a heart for people and animals, and it just gives me a glimpse of the kind of man that I'm cultivating. The first time that we rushed Jameson to the pediatrician was for extreme discoloration along his major bones and joints, down his knees, elbows, the bend of his wrist where all those tendons meet. It was like a deep purple, and we rushed him straight to his pediatrician, who subsequently rushed us north to a different state, to Tennessee, and they couldn't tell us what was going on. All of his blood labs came back normal until I got a hold of them. And then we just kind of got discharged with more questions than answers, and that led to a defects investigation. That was the first time. Those discolorations vanished within 48 hours. They were not bruises. The second accusation is what changed our lives forever. I took Jameson in to his pediatrician, the same pediatrician who helped us through the discolorations. He was 12 weeks old, 3 months old at this time. So take him in, and they look under his tongue and they see a red dot after I pointed it out. I had noticed it when I was waiting on the doctor. She said that it was a torn frenulum and that she was calling defects, and that we needed to just be prepared for defects to intervene. When she told me that she was reporting us to defects, I just lost it. So we get home, defects is already here, and she's coming through my house for the second time, and we think that everything's over. She leaves and everything seemed okay. And then the following day, we get a call to take him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. And that was the beginning of the worst of the worst. They took him into a room with I'd say about 15 people, and he's laying on this huge bed, this huge medical table, and they strip him down to nothing. And they're poking him and prodding him and looking him over, and they're turning him over, and just so many things. And then you have the police detective from my city who met us there. He actually beat us to the hospital. He's in uniform with a gun, so automatically we feel very accused guilty. We felt like they thought we had done something. Labs came back normal. Everything seemed kosher until it was x-ray time. During those x-rays, they found 3 fractured ribs that were in various stages of healing. That is whenever they came in, asked a bunch of questions, and then basically said, okay, we'll You didn't answer what we needed you to answer. You didn't tell us what happened. Here's the court order to have him removed. And an armed guard escorted us out of Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, and they forced us to leave Jameson there. They looked at the bones, but they didn't look at the structure of the bones. They looked at the markings, the picture of the markings, but they didn't look at the vessels that happened to be very, very much so not like normal other people's vessels. The genetic testing that they did took months to come back, but they went ahead and took them anyway. So we were guilty until we were proven innocent from the word go. There was a time during the 3-year waiting period that I just didn't think that I could push through anymore. My husband and I, we went up against each other instead of facing the problem head on. And it caused a lot of tension within our marriage. And I was at my lowest at that point. I just was so desperate for my baby to be home. I would have got to see my baby's first steps, hear his first word. I would have been able to know what it's like to stay awake all night with a baby that's teething. I missed out on every first. Just about everything that parents take it, they just take it for granted. And I missed out on it. If we would have had an independent second review, any second opinion that I got was me advocating for our family and Jameson. Jameson has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. He has a couple of genetic abnormalities that have come back with variants of unknown significance. I sat down with Brady's attorney the other day. We still owe them, and we'll probably owe them for the rest of our lives. He said, "You were the talk of the courtroom after your trial." And I kind of just laughed it off. But he said, you do realize that every expert that testified for your family, for Jameson, was because of you. And I said, no, I mean, that's what a mom does. That's what a mom does. He said, no. He said, that is not what moms do. Moms fight. They hurt and they pray and they hope that their baby comes home. But you didn't stop. I didn't find You Are the Power. Jennifer Williams found me. From the moment we sat down, and I think one of Ryan's first words were, wow. And he said, there's no way. He just kept saying, there's no way. And then obviously he tells everyone, your family's our family, your babies are our babies. And that is when I knew right then and right there that we had people standing behind us who not just believed us, but they were going to keep pushing us forward until our baby was brought home. And now he's Uncle Ryan. I think You Are the Power was the main catalyst that opened people's eyes and ears to think and see differently. And with that being a presence, not just, obviously it didn't taint the jury or anything of that nature, but having the word out there were strangers in the community that would come in, and they knew we wore blue every day. And they would come in wearing blue. There was not a day that went by in our month-long trial that the gallery was empty. There was not one single day. It was filled. And I owe that to You Are the Power. They completely pushed our story out there to the extent where it couldn't go unheard. And I'm forever grateful. I encourage families to speak out. And I know that attorneys say, it's best to keep quiet. It's best to just hush for now. Keep it on the down low. You don't want retaliation. You don't want the hospital coming after you. Every family, every parent deserves to know what is happening to all of these families like mine, like the Hernandez family, like the Talon family, like all these other families that have gone before me, the ones that are coming after me. Every one of those families deserve to know what they're walking into. Whenever you walk into a pediatrician's office, a children's, I don't care if it's a children's hospital, a regular hospital, every parent deserves to know. And anybody that disagrees with that, you can't silence the truth. So speak up, speak out. And if you put a light on it that's bright enough, it can't hide in the dark anymore.